What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Path of the Samurai. Today we are going to talk about Shodo. And I'm sure you guys are asking, what is Shodo? Shodo is Japanese calligraphy. This is something I'm very passionate about, something I try to do as often as possible. This is actually one of my lifetime goals, which is to become a master at Shodo. Where did this start? When I came to Japan, I just really had a big fascination on kanji, which I will get to in a second. And basically, traditional Shodo calligraphy, they draw the kanji letters in ink. And it's just really fascinating to me. There's many things we could talk about with Shodo, but then we'd be going really deep, and that's too long for this video. But I want to get into kanji, and kanji are basically Chinese characters, but the Japanese took those characters because I believe they're very useful or efficient. Maybe not in today's world, but basically they are pictures. They're symbols that pictures that represent a concept. There's many, over thousands and thousands of kanji. But just to show you guys what kanji looks like and maybe give you a simple explanation. So, for example, this kanji right here, just bring it up close for y'all. So this means to rest. Now, these kanji are made out of just straight lines, different types of lines. There's about, I think, 8 different types of lines, but they're used in so many different ways that they create over these thousands and thousands of kanji. So yeah, that's also mind-blowing to me. But anywho, so basically you see there's 2 parts in this kanji, right? And the first one represents human. Then the second one is tree. Now, like I said, this kanji represents to rest, or to rest, vacation, something along those lines. So it makes logical sense to me why it means rest. To me, right, human, right, we are human. And then trees are very peaceful. They're giving, right? They give us energy. Air. They don't hurt anybody unless you hurt it, right? Trees, something we need in life. And I think for this kanji, they had an image of trees, which is like soft, peaceful, and calm, right? So a person who is calm can be at a state of rest, right? So that's one kanji. Let's move on to another. Then we have, let's see, right? Bam. So there's 3 different kanji in here. 1, 2, 3, and they're all the same, right? Again, these are trees. Now you got 1, 2, 3 of them. So that means there's many trees. So basically, this represents a forest. So, I mean, to me, I don't know, it seems really easy to understand. Once you understand the simple kanji, they basically take the simple kanji and then they come together with other kanji to make more complex concepts. So, I mean, yeah, man, just very simple. And it's all based off of nature. So these symbols are basically things from nature, but they represent the human experience. So once again, very in touch with nature, something I think is very important for everybody. Then let's just check out one more. All right, we have this kanji right here, this bad boy. And this means clear blue sky right here. Now, there's two parts to this kanji. This is the sun, this is blue. So the sun, right, in you know, a blue, right, blue area, clear sky, right? When the sky is clear, you see a blue sky, and then the sun, right? So very simple for people to understand. And once you know this concept, it's very easy to remember, because like I said, they represent a concept. Then this is an image, and I feel like for humans, we really understand pictures. You know, that's why when babies are small, right, we show them pictures. We don't talk to them with words. They don't really understand words. They understand pictures. We understand movement. We understand art. So that is a little introduction on kanji. It's very, very deep. I could go even deeper, but this is just a crash course, and today we're just focusing on calligraphy. All right, so let's get into the tools of Shodo. To do Shodo, you need a brush. This is the regular, normal size brush that everybody starts out with. But they have a standard 3 different brushes. So you have the normal one, then you have the small one, and then I'm sure you guessed it, and you have the big one. They all contain the same properties. You just use them in different situations, so they give you different feeling, right? But if you're good with one, you're usually good with the other. But I always use this for the most part, and yeah, this is my go-to. I like to work with these. When you write your name, you write it with the small brush. Only when you're doing really big pieces do you use the bigger brush. And I'm sure there's many different brushes in between, but these are the standard. Then you have your ink. It's called Bokuteki. Might also be called Bokusui, but yeah, basically this is the ink. Then you have this, which holds down your weight. Your paper. Yeah, there's many different forms of this. I personally like the Dharma, Bodhidharma, which is Bodhidharma from the Buddhist religion. I really like him, so this is why he is here. Then you need this little black sheet, which is what you put your paper under, so it's a nice flat surface. And then lastly, basically I'm in Shodo Association, the Japanese official Shodo Association, and basically you work your way up to get a black belt. That's the easiest way to explain it. That's how Japan usually grades their somebody's skills. It's through that type of system. And so you have to basically, for the Shodo, you have to write, they'll give you like one of these per month, and you have to practice it, and at the end of the month you have to write it the best you can, and then you send that into the association, and then they grade it, and then that's how they determine your rank. So I've been doing Shodo for about 2.5 years. 1 year I had to get out of the association because I didn't have a teacher. You need a teacher of course, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But I have a new teacher, and yeah, so I'm back in the association and I'm looking to get my black belt. Basically, right now, I'm a pre-black belt, so I almost have my black belt. But even after you get your black belt, there's higher levels of black belts. I think to the 8th degree. It's either the 7th or the 8th, but I'm sure you know that that will take a long time. That's definitely something I will be striving for. But first, start out simple, going for the black belt. And basically, I won't get too into the explanation, but this means fall, this means clear blue sky, right? And then this means a certain type of red, I think burgundy, and this is leaves. So basically in the fall sky, the leaves turn red. So yeah, I have to write this. I wrote it maybe 2 times before. I'm doing this video now. So, you know, when you write it, you see what mistakes you make, and then you go back and write it again. So it's a process, and you get better and better as you write it, especially as you start understanding the principles of Shodo. And you know, it's funny, I make almost the same mistakes all the time because, you know, your habits will show in your art or anything, in your actions. Yeah, because Shodo, you know, even though the picture changes, the principles don't. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the pen or the brush, something wrong with me. And yeah, it's fun seeing my mistakes and then correcting them. But that's enough talking, man. I'm gonna write it 2 times for y'all, and then we'll talk about it after, man. Enjoy. Ooh, man, that was a trip. Well, anywho, guys, I'm finished. That was two. That was really interesting because I was taping myself, and of course, that added pressure was felt while I was writing. But I'll show you the results. Basically, this was attempt one. And with attempt one, man, there's a lot of things that I didn't do well. But, you know, it's very difficult to explain that when you don't really do Shodo. But big thing that I have to change is the balance. In the main example, you know, everything should be evenly balanced. One kanji should not be bigger than the other. There's some problems there. And one big thing that I have a problem with is my lines. Sometimes my straight lines aren't straight. And this kanji is very difficult to draw. It's out of the ordinary type of movements than a lot of other kanji. So I had trouble with this one. I think overall in my second one, my balance got a little better. As I said, you get better and better. You look at the mistakes from the first one and how it's different from the example, and yeah, you just go on to correct it. I definitely like this one better. I noticed that my line isn't straight here. As I said, your habits definitely will show in your art or in your actions. So yeah, man, here are the two results. It was definitely a good experience having you guys here watching and me doing this. You know, what I love about Shodo as well is the fact when you're drawing, you know, there's no turning back. You make one mistake on one little stroke, the whole picture is messed up. Or if you have one of the kanji that doesn't look good, it messes up the whole picture. If one is unbalanced, it messes up the whole picture. You know, and they have like scriptures in old Japanese writing where, you know, they're doing calligraphy, shodo, and not, you know, it's nothing to the untrained eye. You know, there's no mistakes you really can see, and they're writing in the straight line down. They don't write like left to right, like Western civilizations. They write up and down, man. Very difficult. I don't know if anybody has ever tried to do that, but man, to keep the balance. And mind you, they're all different shapes. The kanji, oh man, and like they just perfect the balance. To me, that is like, that's the level I'm trying to get to, man. It's so beautiful, I think. But yeah, man, if you have any questions on Shodo, please ask. I know a good amount. You know, I'm still learning, and you know, to me, I feel like I'm a white belt, even when I get this black belt, because it's literally deep, very deep. Any art is really deep, but especially when you really want to learn it. But you know, it's a constant grind, man. But I'm glad you guys could have this time with me and see more into what I do in my daily life as I take on this path of the samurai. Until next time, man, I will check you guys later. Peace and love.